Hi there, I'm Drew Badger, the world's #1 English fluency guide, and it is a pleasure to welcome you back to the studio with me today. Today, I really want to talk about just helping you sound more like a native speaker by teaching you some English fluency bits. And these are something that really I don't believe anyone else teaches. Actually, I tried Googling that, and when you do, you find a snippet that Google has actually about me teaching these things. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Anyway, English fluency bits are very common, and they're very commonly used in regular conversational speech. And really, what an English fluency bit is, it's just a little bit of conversational speech that makes you sound more casual, and even they can make you sound a bit more advanced. But you'll hear these are phrases that are basically unnecessary, but people use them to sound maybe either more casual, more conversational, or if they want to sound actually more impressive. So people who are academics will use them all the time, or these are special phrases that a lawyer might use if they just, again, want to sound a bit more impressive. But really, these are things that just kind of like an idiom or any other kind of phrase, it just makes you sound more native when you use it. But usually these phrases, again, they're not necessary. They will help you sound more native, but they're pretty easy to understand. So unlike an idiom where you really can't quite understand where maybe some of those meanings are coming from, when you're looking at an English fluency bit, it's actually quite simple. So let's go through 3 of these things and some very simple examples so that you can use them in your conversations and sound more native. The first one is, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. Now, this is also commonly heard as unless I'm mistaken. Now, you don't have to put this here, but this is a way of softening an opinion or a claim, or maybe you're saying something, but you're not quite sure if it's correct or not. So I could say, unless I'm mistaken, isn't that your dad's car over there? Now, maybe I see a car driving down the street and it's unexpected. Maybe it's not even a big deal, but it's like, oh, like your dad has kind of a rare car and there's another person driving either his car or somebody else's. So I think that's kind of surprising. So I could say, oh, that's your dad's car. Or isn't that your dad's car? If I'm maybe a bit more unsure if that is his car or not. But if I see the car driving and I say, unless I'm mistaken, isn't that your dad's car? I add the unless I'm mistaken there really just to say that I could be wrong, but I want to sound a bit more impressive and natural when I'm speaking. Again, it doesn't, we don't have to put that in there, but if you add this, unless I'm mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, again, it's just a way of sounding a lot more native and conversational, and you'll try this if you can maybe give 2 examples about like a conversational situation where like you say to one person, isn't that your dad's car? And then you say to another person, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that your dad's car? The second person will think, wow, you really sound a lot more like a native. Now, you can use this in any kind of situation where you're making a claim about something or asking a question, but again, you're just trying to sound a bit more native by adding that really nice English fluency bit at the beginning of that. Unless I'm mistaken, didn't we release that report last week? So I'm asking maybe a question about work or something like that. You get the idea. Next, another great English fluency bit, truth be told. Truth be told. Now, truth be told is something where we're trying to admit something, where maybe a friend of mine is asking me a question, or I'm just revealing some kind of truth. It's another way of saying honestly, but it's an English fluency bit because, again, it's not really something we need to use. I can just say honestly, or I can just actually tell the claim or the truth or the opinion, whatever that is. So if maybe my friend is asking me, oh, do you like your wife's cooking? And I say, yeah, I like it. And I kind of think for a while, then I say, truth be told, there's some things that I don't really like. So I could say honestly, that's perfectly fine English, but truth be told is a really great casual way, but it's also a bit more advanced as well. That's going to help you sound a lot more like a native speaker. Truth be told. Truth be told. And last, a more advanced one, especially you will hear this in academic situations, professional situations, or again, as I gave the example of a lawyer before, so some maybe like a legal situation. And this is despite the fact that. Despite the fact that. So despite the fact that is really just a longer way of saying although. So even though, or like this could be true, but, it's even really that simple. But the whole point, really, when you're kind of learning at a higher trying to be more educated or to seem more impressive like that, people will add these phrases, even though they are kind of common things that everybody knows. When you're listening to a speech or at certain situations, you know one of these phrases is going to come, but especially like despite the fact that is a very common one that you'll hear in situations where even though really could be used, or even something as simple like but. Despite the fact that I really wanted to hurry home, I drove at the speed limit. So I could just say I wanted to hurry home, but I drove at the speed limit. I don't need to add despite the fact that, but it just makes the sentence sound more impressive, and it makes me sound more intelligent as a result of that. So this is why people add these extra English fluency bit phrases, because it makes them sound more fluent. So these little bits of just the vocabulary, just a few simple words you can add that really changes the way people see you. Isn't that cool? So again, remembering these three phrases, I almost said free phrases. Remembering these three phrases as you're going through, go back and remember these and look for opportunities to use these. And again, I'll probably share some more English fluency bits. You will find these in premium programs we have, like the Art of Conversation and the Fluency course, which you can learn more about EnglishAnyone.com. But I hope you have enjoyed these. So do take these, go out and use them in your conversations, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. To keep learning, click on the link in this video and let me show you how to become a more confident English speaker in my new video training. Click on the link to join me in this new program and start expressing yourself more confidently today. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more free videos here on YouTube.